Shalom. First and foremost, I give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great wisdom, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. I say, shalom to you Akim out there. And this is in the news on August the 12th, 2022 at 6 o'clock p.m. on this Wednesday afternoon. And this is a news article from Wall Street Journal. And the highlight of this news article, and it reads in the news on October the 12th, 2022 on this Wednesday afternoon, and it reads, stock market today, Dow Jones dips after stock finished lower. Right, because I was checking like back and forth of the closing final minutes of the stocks, because they close around about because they ring the bell around about like 3 or 4 o'clock, I believe, Eastern time. While it's be like 3 o'clock over here Eastern time, it'd be like 2 o'clock over here Central time. And that's when they ring the bell to close out the day for the Dow Jones and stuff like that. And I believe it was like, because it kept on going up and down, it was like 20 points it gained, and then it was like -8, -7, -0.2, +0.82, and then it went all the way down to I think like the final second it went down to like -20 something like that, I believe, -23 of the Dow Jones. I'm not for sure what the S&P 500 and NASDAQ was, but once again, I believe the markets had a good solid gain yesterday of like about 80 something points or 100 points, I believe. Now it has slipped. Now it's a new day. A day later, I guess those losses was gained. Those losses has lost once again, because it's been an up and down slope. As I mentioned before in my previous videos, as I cover these stories with the Dow Jones, with the markets, with the NASDAQ, S&P 500, and the Dow Jones as well too, as it continues to seesaw as a balanced scale. Sometimes it have good gains or like good winning streaks, and then a few days after that, those gains be lost and it be into losing streak mode or winning streak. And then, the Dow Jones reacts to what's going on globally or financially, or the Federal Reserve make an announcement, or they see data, statistics, or what the jobs, unemployment rate, or the economy, or the Feds make an announcement, or if it is going to increase Federal Reserve rates, tax hikes, or the job market, or the economic market, or what's going on globally. So, the Dow Jones, it reacts to what's happening currently, or in the near future that's coming. So, that's how the Wall Street kind of reacts off of that, And this, I'm gonna read it again for edification's sake. It says the stock markets today, Dow Jones dips as stock finished lower. It says, follow the Wall Street Journal full market coverage, and this was last updated October the 12th at 4:02 p.m. Central Standard Time. I mean, not Central Standard Time, Eastern Time, it's say Salakia. And it says today's development: the U.S. stocks fell Wednesday, with the Dow Industrial gives up gains to end the day down about -20 points, which is -23.93, I believe. And there was an excitement across the pound. The British yield jumped early Wednesday, with some longer dated debt flirting with 5%, but the Bank of England was in the buying market heavy, and the yields receded. In the afternoon, the Bank England insists that its bonds buying program will end Friday despite calls for an extension. In the United States, minutes from the Fed's September meeting shows that officials remain concerned about the inflation, along with some concerning about the effects of interest rate increasing in all three major index finishing down. And it says investors are digesting produced price data for September and some earnings. PepsiCo rose, the beverage giant lift its sales guidance again, moderating shares jump after reaching a deal with Merck on a cancer, you know what, the V word. And it says, oh, and you want to get 9.62 interest on a super safe U.S. government savings bond. You better hurry. So yes, once again, from yesterday's game, from the market gain yesterday, from all three categories had a good solid gain yesterday, with the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, and the Dow Jones had a solid gain. Now a day later, the Dow Jones slipped again, as it still has continuing worries of the inflation, the consumer spending, the gas prices gonna bounce right back up as well too, along with the inflation, as the Wall Street Journal Feds continues to find ways to ease the inflation, which is highly unlikely because the inflation is going to continue to increase. The consumer spending is going to increase as well too. And I believe September data had came out of the consumer spending has increased once again. So during the fall and winter, we expect the oil prices, the gas prices, going to continue to go up, and it's going to inflect globally over there in Europe and over here in the United States and globally as well too. With continuing inflations, continuing gas prices, oil prices, continue to goes up along with the consumer spending as well too. So we're gonna expect this trend gonna continue, especially with the inflation increasing and the gas prices of oil production as well too. And I believe Joe Biden sent out a warning to Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia and the United States, they allies with one another. And I believe Saudi Arabia recently was going to make some cuts to their oil production or something like that. I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but I seen the report of that and it caught my eye. So you got, Biden sent that warning message to Saudi Arabia about cutting oil, and they allies with one another. So in some of those, in that region, I think parts of the Middle East, Saudi Arabia has allies that they share oil or import or export oil as well too. So I guess Joe Biden and the Biden administration sent a warning about that. They was kind of somewhat upset. So, we'll see how that plays out. But, Salaki. But yeah, you're still going to have consistently increasing inflation. Gas prices going to continue to go up, especially in the fall and the winter. As you got experts in regards to the global economics and stuff like that, they was sending warnings to places in Europe that it's going to be a rough winter. It's going to be a cold winter for people that's in Europe, because you still got the inflation increasing and the gas prices going to be skyrocket, and the consumer spending going to skyrocket as well too. Same similarity going to happen over here in modern day Babylon, North America as well too. So this is going to continue to increase. So especially with the stocks, it's going to continue to have an up and down scale, because the markets react to what's going on globally and economically as well too. with the inflation, the gas prices, the oil production, and the consumer spending as well too. That's why the Dow Jones, the markets react to that what's going on currently and in the future as well too. So with that, hope this lesson, sit down lesson, was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and a ball.